What's your story about money? What narratives do you have about money? What assessments do you have about money in your own life? Welcome to my channel, my YouTube channel. This is Daniel Santos, and I am a coach, a facilitator, and also a business executive. So I'm originally from Brazil. You probably realize by my accent. I've been living here in the US for the last 3 years, and really happy to launch this YouTube channel, this website as well, that you're gonna see down here in the bottom. One of the things I do as a coach and facilitator is to investigate a lot about our narratives, the stories we tell ourselves about certain subjects. And obviously, all over the world, especially in the Western world, a big topic for lots of people, for millions of people actually, is money, right? So if you are watching me and you are at this moment doing college, you're probably thinking about the mortgage, the loan that you have to pay. If you bought a house, the same, you're thinking about the mortgage that you have to pay. If you just lease a new car, you are thinking about the lease you have to pay and all the bills we have to pay overall. So yes, life can be extremely expensive. What I have seen so far, majority of people nowadays, they are stressed, they are depressed, they are in a stage of fear, and a lot of it is coming from the stories we tell ourselves about money. So I want to explore a little bit this here at this video. So an important thing, an important distinction for us to understand in the work I do as a coach is that in order to improve who we are, in order to show up as a better version of ourselves, we need to look at three basic domains. The first one is the narratives. What's in our mind? What are the thoughts that we have entrenched in our own mind that we might have learned during school, we might have learned from our parents, from our friends? What are the beliefs that are limiting our potential? So that's a very important domain, the mind, the language. Not only what we think, but the things we say. Two other important domains, and I would say critical, because we tend not to look to those other two domains as much as we do and look and pay attention to our minds, is the emotions and the body. So once we have a certain type of narrative, for example, taking the example of money, if I have a narrative that I'm only going to be happy when I have, for example, let me put a number here, $1 million at my bank account. I will only be happy and free when I have $1 million at my bank account. If that's a narrative that is very entrenched into us, that obviously is going to affect our emotional state, is going to affect our body energy, the way we show up in the different areas of our lives. So the way we show up at work, the way we show up at our house, with our family, with our friends, and it's going to also trigger certain types of actions that will trigger certain types of results, right? So at the end of the day, everything is connected, and a good starting point, how can I change, right? That could be a good starting point to think about. How can I change? Honestly, I don't like very much the word change. I prefer the word growth. So how can I grow? How can I expand myself? Because change has a lot to do with maybe there's something wrong with me and I need to change. When we think about growth, is much more about, okay, yes, I am who I am, but I can learn new things. I can incorporate new things. I can improve certain types of skills and abilities. So if you look at this particular example, one way to kind of evolve this paradigm from the narrative up to the end, to the results we are getting, is to start to look at your narrative. So that's my quick question to you. What is your narrative about money, right? So I'm gonna ask you to leave your comment here, to like the video, or you also can say that you didn't like the video. That's totally fine. Leave your comment here. Please subscribe to my channel and share the video with your friends. Let's start from here. What's your narrative about money, and how do you think this narrative is allowing you to be your best version, your so-so version, or your worst version of yourself? So just to give you an example before we close the video, but basically, if I have a narrative in any way that money is something that's gonna make me a slave, right? That many people are slaves to money, and wow, therefore this narrative is also connected to the notion that money is not good. Money is actually something bad, right? This is gonna trigger certain types of emotions, body dispositions, actions, and results. On the other hand, if I have a narrative that money is actually opportunities, so depending on the parents that I had, depending on the school that I had, depending on the cultural where I'm coming from, which country I was born, which society I was born, I could have this narrative entrenched into me that says, hey, money is actually opportunity. It's something very positive, and the more money I have, or the more money circulates, the more opportunities it creates for me, creates for the whole society. What type of actions, what type of results this narrative will create? So that's a great starting point. That's my invitation to you. Subscribe to my channel, visit my website, danielsantos.com, and let's continue this conversation. I'm looking forward to hear from you. Thank you very much.